My husband did the one thing I told him would end our relationship, right in front of everyone at our wedding, and now he's shocked I actually left him. I, 27F, and my husband, 29M, have been together for 3 years. In those 3 years I have never known him to be selfish, occasionally immature yes, but even that was rare. These problems arose when those stupid cake-smashing videos got popular and my husband thought they were hilarious. I've never thought they were funny and he knows that, yet he was always showing me the videos of those poor wives getting the happiest day of their life ruined by their asshole partner for some cheap laughs. He also knows I have a history with cake smashing. My family does the cake smashing thing. I remember it was my 17th birthday and I pleaded with my mom to not do it. She promised and I trusted her. I had my hair and makeup done up all nice and right as I blew out my candles my mom pushed my head into the cake and one of the decorations on the cake ended up slicing my forehead. Not enough to go to the hospital but enough for some substantial bleeding. My birthday was ruined and after I wouldn't come out my room. My mom still calls me a brat for that. I told him if he ever did something like that to me I'd leave him. He started laughing but I was being for real. Though he really was not taking me seriously. Now skip to a few days ago when my wedding happened. Everything was perfect, I was happy, he was happy. I was excited for our new lives as newlyweds. I felt like a princess in my puffy white dress and done up hair with perfect makeup. All very expensive things I would like to mention. We get to the cake cutting part and as I turn to him he scoops up a huge chunk of our wedding cake and smashes it all over my face. Everything just seemed to go in slow motion for a few moments. He's just laughing at me, and then says you should see your face and continues to laugh. Other people in the crowd, mostly my family, is also laughing at me. Then I just start walking away. He realizes that I'm leaving and tries to catch up with me and says I'm being extra. I push him away and order an Uber. As I got outside most of the crowd is following me telling me to come back. I get into the Uber and drive away. I drove to our apartment and packed most of my things and went to stay at a hotel. I currently though am staying at a friend's house. My family and his family has been blowing up my phone for days. Saying I'm being childish and my husband is a good man and it was just a joke. My husband has been calling me off the hook telling me to please come home and that he wants to talk. That he's sorry and didn't think I'd get that emotional. This was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives and he embarrassed me in front of everyone for some prank that he knew I hated. Not only that, he ruined a $500 cake. He ruined my makeup, my hair and the top of my dress. The cake got all over. Though I still do love him and I'm wondering if I really was too hard on him, that seems to be everyone else's opinion. So am I the jerk here? Relevant comments from OP. He apparently didn't plan this and it happened fairly quick so the only person who was recording that I know of was the person I paid to do it. I already messaged him to not give those recordings to anyone. I don't need that type of attention, God forbid it got out. Plus everyone was too busy laughing. Musing on why he would do this, I guess maybe he thought he could change my mind? That is the only reasoning I can think of because that's the same thing that went through my mind. I don't even know if I will get back together with him. He is acting as if smashing cake in my face was funny and that I was just being emotional. Update, the next day, I decided to speak to him bright and early this morning. I'm leaving him. Some of you might be happy about that and some of you might not be. I decided to call him and get his reasoning for why he did what he did. He told me he just thought it was a funny prank and that if it was at the wedding on a happy day that he could change my mind. Plus since it was a tradition in my family that I wasn't following, he thought that he could get points with my family. Then told me he's sorry that I took it as a disrespect. I told him he shouldn't be saying that he's sorry that I took it that way. He should be apologizing for hurting me. Where is the I'm sorry? I told him he hasn't apologized with accountability once. All his apologies have been backhanded. I also reminded him that I didn't have a good relationship with most of my family nor my mother who he forced me to invite. I told him he knew I was already the black sheep of my family and the verbal abuse and public humiliation I received by my mother for years really messed with me and he knew that. Then he says this. Why should I have to apologize because you can't take a joke? I blew up. I told him are you serious? If it was me who hurt you to this degree the first thing I'd do is apologize, while you can't even force yourself to be decent for a few seconds and just apologize to me. I also told him that he was trying to get in good with a family who abused me by publicly humiliating me and that is something that is unforgivable. Marriage means you stick by me, yet you showed you obvious